Luke, do you want to introduce? Hello and welcome back to Luke and Ellie's podcast. That's what we're calling it right now.
It almost looks like I have a monobrow or something right there.
Honestly.
Don't worry, guys. It's just a lighting. There's no need to overreact.
Anyway, we've had surprisingly we've had an overwhelming response to our past videos. We weren't expecting to have 40 plus viewers and 3 subscribers.
Woo!
Man, that is actually like as incredibly. We're incredibly grateful, and I think we're gonna celebrate this. And this is 3 souls, like 40 souls. Oh my goodness. We're very appreciative, and we thank you. And without further ado, we're going to get. Oh, by the way, you should know by now from my last interview.
You should know because there was only 2 views.
Yeah, Ollie's
Now this
didn't
is-
quite get as many as we would have hoped for, but it's all good.
Now this is Ollie.
What's his full name again?
James Chapman.
Oliver.
Oliver
Oliver
James
James
Chapman.
Chapman.
Anyways, with all those necessary things out of the way, we're gonna be talking about nice guys versus good guys. I'm pretty sure like the first thing that came into my head when I was thinking about nice guys is this. I don't know if I get like copyright.
That song, yeah.
You know that nice guys
Bro,
always finish.
I feel like
know
you
that
shouldn't
gay
care about
guy.
copyright because you're not monetized.
No, but when this does like blow up,
No, if the video was made when it's
Really?
made,
Is that how it
yeah,
went?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Anyways,
So we can sing the song as much as we want, but
there's people.
Nah,
that,
you know that
people
song?
got viral views that like started their career.
that's
and
not
they
lucky.
and they got like millions and millions of views but got no money because unlucky.
That's been-
Hey, by the way, this is Sammy.
Yeah.
Say hi,
He
Sammy.
can be one of our guests. Yes.
Hi, Sammy.
There he is.
Yeah, this is Sammy. Anyway, oh, okay. Sammy, what you all to? Anyway,
Too much.
we're gonna be talking about nice guys versus good guys. I think when I'm gonna give the definition for what I think nice guys are versus good guys.
Please do.
And you know, often like I was saying, when we think about Sammy, where do you want to go,
Free.
man? Go for it, man.
There you go. Just
When we think about nice guys, that song "Nice Guys" or "Spanish," I should have known that I gave you my heart and you take it around. Like that, so sad. Pretty girls hurt you so bad. Anyway, it sounds like this guy is in the right, doesn't it? It sounds like he is
the nice guy.
he's the nice guy. Like, oh, I should have got the girl. But I think the belly of this assumption is very like quite selfish and quite like I don't know if the word.
You're trying to say his intentions for being nice.
It's quite It's quite entitled.
Well, like
But-
if you
but
say-
I feel like
his
this
expectation.
I feel
or
like this
something.
is one scenario there.
Yeah, I think.
Of
Listen,
a
listen.
romantic relationship.
Oh,
Look,
but definitely,
listen.
like, you know, probably overcomplicating the song itself.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so. Maybe the guy is actually a good guy, but like
Well,
I think.
how about Ellie? You just tell us what's the difference between a good guy and a nice guy?
We're gonna.
There's no need for
So-
this long storytelling.
The nice guy, I think they are nice because they want something out of it. So it's transactional, right? And we're talking specifically about, let's say, women, right? So I'm going to be nice to a woman so that I can get something out of it. And the expectation is that if I am nice, I am also entitled to having a relationship with you or
So-
whatever it is that I want from
So
you.
are you trying to say that every nice guy there is, every person
Just wants
that is a
something.
male
I think.
and is nice, is only being nice
That's-
because they want something in return?
Thank you. Great question.
Yes.
Ollie. Thank you. Great
Is
question.
that your definition?
No.
Okay.
Great question. And then there are guys where I'd say they're good guys, where they are simply good for the sake of being good, not because they want anything out of being
Okay.
good,
Yeah.
right?
So they
Um,
both do the same things.
yeah.
It's just what their intentions.
Yeah,
What their
yeah.
intentions are, and I think the sense of entitlement that comes from being a nice guy. And I say this because I think that I'm guilty of this crime, right? Honestly, like, but it's a process of
Always calling
becoming.
yourself nice.
Well, I think there's a very,
It's a process of becoming aware.
Yeah.
Like, what are my intentions for being?
I think everyone is. Everyone in their stage in their life
Yeah,
has done something.
I'm sure.
has done something that's good or nice
because
for either
they want
recognition or something in return, like not just to be nice.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between like doing something for somebody that's nice, just because like it's the right thing to do, and then doing something for somebody that's nice, and then like a side benefit is that you're friends with them.
Yeah, like I
think not even just getting something back, but an expectation.
Right,
for
an
something
entitlement of
thinking
like,
that because I did this, I deserve this.
Yeah,
back.
like for example, like
it's like,
guy,
Mom, I did my chores. Now give me all your money. You know?
Yeah. And even like when we're talking about culture today and like guys today, I think there's a lot of that behavior where a guy can be like, you know what, like I like you, oh my gosh, I'm like in love with you, and then the girl's like, you know what, like I don't actually feel the same way, and then the response to that is that they call them certain names that are, you let your imagination,
and then the nice guy's gone,
right? Like he's like, oh, you're a beep beep beep. Right?
Yeah, they do those things to set it up.
Yeah.
But as soon as they
like,
realize their chances are gone,
like,
for anything in return, then it all goes away.
Because they deeply felt like that I did this, now I deserve you. Now I earn you. Like, you know, I've earned you.
Yeah.
Like the girl's a prize, for example. Like, and so
who's the prize in your relationship?
The end goal of being a nice guy, I think this is the difference. The end goal of being a nice guy, the end goal of being a nice guy, I think, is.
Well, Andrew Tate says.
I think the end goal of
I said Andrew Tate, so you can put it in the title.
Oh, fast clickbait.
Clickbait.
Anyway,
bro, we talked about Andrew Tate in my podcast. Why didn't you put it in the title?
I know, I ruined it. That's the reason why.
All right, guys.
You could have become an Andrew Tate podcast, and then everyone would like all the Andrew Tate stands would come and watch, and all the feminists would come and watch because they'd be like, "Oh my goodness, Andrew Tate."
Yeah, I don't know if that's what we want this to
and
be.
And they'd subscribe and they'd watch every video and then leave hate comments.
Yeah, I don't know if this is what we want it to be.
Anyway, that connection with the fans.
Mate,
sure, like
any
everyone,
comment is a good comment. Mate.
Anyone, honestly, anyone's free to comment.
Back to the topic, man.
I'm just saying, but likes and dislikes is no difference.
Yeah, fair enough. Like anyone's free to comment.
As if you can stop them. I mean, you can delete that.
Well, you could
or
make
you
it
can turn off.
private.
You can also turn off comments.
That's right. Anyways, let's get back to it. I think the key difference between a nice guy and a good guy is that
Turn the weight at it.
Okay, I think the difference between a nice guy and a good guy.
That's kind of heavy, man.
Damn.
The laptop will just break.
Yeah, no, we're sort of ignoring Elliot. Let's give him a bit of speaking time.
He said I could interrupt him as much as I want. Go ahead.
Okay. Alrighty, we got there. Eventually.
Yeah, Ollie, I'm done.
Yeah, so I was thinking, right?
What are you thinking?
Okay, so what do you want to talk about with the whole good guy and nice guy?
Here's what I'm saying. I'm coming to the conclusion, if you'd let me. I think the difference is...
Anyway, so I was thinking...
No, actually, the views are gonna kill us now.
Okay, so
yeah, this is bad, retention, audience retention.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep the viewers interested. Continue.
Okay. So I think the main difference between nice guys and good guys is that nice guys, the end goal is them to get the girl. And so rejection is, for like a nice guy, is a loss, right? Whereas a good guy, like the end goal is not rejection, it's simply to just give love, right? And it has nothing to do with how the recipient receives that love, whether or not they reject it or they accept it. And I think this is a much healthier way to be, and I think this is a way that culture is probably moved away from.
The Western culture, yeah, at least.
And I think, as I would say, this is not a Christian podcast, by the way. But we just happen to be.
Coincidentally.
Have you ever said it was? Like,
we just happen.
Who had that in their mind that you had to...
I'm just saying. We just happen to be Christians who are doing a podcast. Right? And a Christian worldview is that...
Now we can get all the anti-Christian people in here as well.
Okay, dude.
We can get all the
if we had a Bible...
All the atheists will be watching.
No, I think
which is the majority of the population, to be fair. So we should target them rather than the Christians.
No, I think this is how Jesus loved us, and it had nothing to do with what we were doing. Like the Bible says in Romans 5, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Yeah, and we'd rejected him, but that had no bearing on what his actions were. And as believers in Jesus, as Christians, like Christ calls us to love others as he has loved us, and accept others as he has accepted us. So I think, take it or leave it. It's good advice, Christian or not Christian, to love others for the sake of just loving them and not wanting something in return, especially when it comes to being a female-male relationship. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think, especially in female and male relationship, because they like have the ability to be more hateful because supposedly they have more love. You know what I mean? Like the more mood,
it's something to
the
hold
more energy
them.
in the relationship, the more like ability it does
It's
have.
it's like you're using it as something to hold, against them.
Yeah.
And like, and you're holding it above them and go, just remember all these things.
Yeah. And I think a great example that I've seen in my own life of a person doing this is I had a friend, right?
Out them.
They were male. They were
Names.
I am not going to name.
Locations, address.
I am not going to give names or names of any of the people, but
disappointing.
Unlucky.
This friend really liked this girl, and
reveal at 100 likes.
It was Luke. Yeah. Get us to. Look, when we hit 1 mil subs,
we're gonna reveal who it was.
If one of you still here when we hit 1 mil subs, mate, you can tell us.
You can tell us.
And Ellie will have to name.
I will name him.
If he still remembers that name. This guy's so...
Ellie's a bit of an old man.
Look.
Anyway. I remember this one guy. Okay.
Yeah, Ellie, go.
I remember this one guy who liked this girl, and I think it was more than liking this girl. And this girl though,
likey,
reciprocated at times, but at times, like there was just one moment, then she was hanging out with another guy, right?
No,
and
she
so,
wouldn't dare.
Oh my
and
goodness.
so, but this guy was
upset.
like, I am upset that this girl is hanging out with another guy. Oh, yeah. But he never went on to, like, call her names or, like, devalue her or something like that.
It was Luke.
That was not me.
And
Luke has only ever liked one woman.
They call me the Rizzler.
He's only liked one.
I'm saying that when you're in a relationship, you don't want Riz, mate. You want 0 Riz.
No.
Negative Riz.
And I think, yeah, he was a great example in terms that he was like, when the girl was reciprocating, he didn't then go, oh well, I guess it ain't working now because like you had your opportunity when I was into you, now I'm not into you. Now he holds it as a grudge of like she didn't reciprocate when he was giving out that love. But when she came back, he accepted her, right? When he came back, he wasn't mad at her. Like he was like, yeah, now we can continue. Like now we can explore this relationship. Hold on, look, let me finish.
No.
Give me a second.
Okay,
Give me a
fine.
second. Give me a second. And this is beautiful. I think this is beautiful. Because yeah, like he didn't call her names. He didn't he allowed her to do what she felt like she was doing or explore what she felt like she was exploring, and eventually she came back, and the rest is history. Give me a second. Give me a second. And now they're in quite a healthy relationship.
Okay, it's all good.
Now they're in quite a healthy relationship, and I don't think that would have been possible if that guy was to then.
I saw it.
I don't think that would have been possible if that guy was then to hold a grudge against the girl for having rejected him in a sense, because rejection, like him being rejected, didn't matter because that wasn't his end goal. To like have her accept him wasn't his end goal. It would have meant the world to him if she accepted him, but his end goal was ultimately to just love this girl, and to like reflect in a sense Christ's love for this guy, and it reminds me of the prodigal son, and how the father would like when the son was coming back, he was a few like meters or miles away from the house, and he ran to him and he loved on him and everything. I think that's awesome. I think what better way of showing Christ's love for us than to like love people not because of what they can give us, but just genuinely because we want to love on them. And if they reciprocate it, that means like the world. But if they don't, like it's still cool. And if when they do, it's not like we're gonna be like, oh no, that ship has already sailed, right? So that was awesome. Luke, or Ellie, is there anything you guys would like to say or add?
Yeah, well, I think in the example you offered us, it's he clearly made the right decision. You know, getting back with her, or getting with her in the first place, because as you said, the relationship went well. But I think it's definitely important to make sure you're not being taken advantage of.
That's facts. That's the other end.
That could have just been a rebound, or I want to be with these other guys, but once we're done, I can be with you.
Yeah.
And we can have a happily ever after I've been run through with or something like that.
No, right. There's definitely a sense of like,
but clearly he made the right decision. You know what I mean? Like if it's working, then he must have judged judged it right.
Yeah.
And knew that they could move on together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's absolutely correct, man. Like there's certainly a sense of like, do not take this as a sense of like to allow yourself to be abused. And yeah, absolutely. There's that aspect. But it shouldn't like the end is like to obviously have boundaries, but to not hold grudges. And obviously like being rejected, it would suck, but I don't think it would suck as much as someone whose ultimate goal is to get the girl, because rejection to them is failure, but rejection to this person is irrelevant because that wasn't the end goal.
Just putting yourself out there.
So that was a bit of our. That was a bit of my rant.
So they're still protecting us.
And what I've been thinking about throughout this time.
Look at that. You should have gone in the corner.
What do you think we conclude?
I reckon we conclude. That sounds good, guys. What would we say? Like and subscribe.
Comment, hate, dislike, and I mean subscribers don't mean anything, but if you feel like it, then sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
More Andrew Tate news coming soon.
Okay. Well, bye. We'll end with that.